10 times more than that under the Trump admin in saying that it would have been just a 12-hour news story. That does not like me. Am I live on YouTube? Chat, am I live? I don't know. There we go. I am live. Give me a second. Give me a second. I need to buy a new desk, like a monitor. But they're like thousands of dollars. The grift is not grifting enough.
Hello.
How's it going, D-Sport Trump?
I do not, but we spoke the other day. I think you know who I am.
I can't really see your username. I'm kind of blind. What are we talking?
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah. I know you. Yeah, we did.
I was
How's it
just
going?
saying. I say on my show all the time the Watergate thing. That if Watergate happened today, it'd be nothing. There's a Watergate every week. That's something I say.
That is actually true. I mean, JD Vance said it himself. If the Watergate happened today, I mean, we couldn't imagine it toppling a presidency, much less becoming this scandalous news story.
Yeah, I just argue he does something worse than Watergate 2 or 3 times a week these days. So he's right. They end up being 12-hour news cycles, which is what he said.
Absolutely. How have your debates been? I see you live. Have you gone live?
Yeah, I'm live daily these days. So it's been pretty busy.
Crazier.
What?
They've been getting crazier.
Well, I think that the group of people who still support Trump, or at least still purport to on here, are becoming a crazier group of people. The more and more he does, because a lot of the more reasonable Trump supporters jumped ship when at some point during the war in Iran. That seems to have been really effective on getting people to leave the cult.
Also, just like a lot of young people, like this young generation that like grew up Republican and doesn't like do critical thought, you know, like they're stuck in this view that Trump's their president, therefore they have to support him because of their conservative Christian values that they grew up in, which is kind of sad.
Yeah. Well, and it's difficult for people to put all that away and realize they've been wrong that long, and that their identity is so tied up in something that's just so obviously not working. But we're at a point where it is obvious enough to some people based on the war in Iran, or perhaps for a lot of people it was the Epstein files. But that was, of course, a bigger news cycle item before the war started, because the war has successfully distracted us from the Epstein files.
Absolutely. And now they're going back to the Epstein files to distract us from the absolute loss of a war. Did you want to co-host, or were you just up here to chat for a bit?
I just wanted to pop in and say, hey, I always try to grab a few minutes of you when I see you live. I really like your style. I like your
I like your live streams too. You know, you're a really smart person. You're one of the best debaters out there in the community. I can't lie.
No, well, I appreciate that. But you've got a really casual, no nonsense thing that I just appreciate. So I just wanted to pop in and give you my flowers. But I got to get back to editing.
No, you good luck with that. I appreciate coming up here, Oscar. You take care.
I'll see you soon, man. You have a good one.
I appreciate you. W Oscar's in the chat. He's an amazing debater. Can we some W Oscars in the chat? How's it going? Oh no, they're still loading in. How's it going, D&D Sport Trump?
Yeah, I like Trump.
Make sure if you haven't followed Oscar, I don't know if you're joining, if you guys know Oscar, you saw this on your For You page, make sure to follow Oscar. I don't know if Oscar is still in here. Comment down below so they can follow you if you haven't already. But why do you support Trump? Take it away.
Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job currently. Like, all the worst people in the world seem to like hate him. All these
Everyone seems to hate him. The worst people and the best people.
Yeah, I can kind of appreciate he's got this Bane thing going where it's like him against everyone right now. It's like the Israelis hate him. The establishment right's kind of sick of him. The left wants his head on a platter. It's kind of interesting. And I kind of like look at it and it's like, wow. It's almost like a fucking movie.
But, yeah, not a good movie either.
I can appreciate the character where it's like 1v everyone.
He's a horrible character, so I don't think you can appreciate his character. He's a racist.
Oh, it's like, yeah, it's like the greatest villain ever has like a negative quality. It's like this guy is like a villain with tons of power. He's the final boss. And you're like,
Aren't
sir,
villains bad?
he's racist,
Aren't
And it's
villains
like,
bad? Well,
okay.
hold on, you'd call him a villain with like one negative attribute. Aren't villains bad?
I mean, there's a protagonist and an antagonist in every story. I mean, are villains bad? Sometimes. I mean, sometimes the Joker is
I would argue
good.
Trump is bad right now. You just called him a
I mean,
villain.
the
He's a
best.
bad villain, a very, very bad villain that's killing people.
Who's he killing?
I mean, he greenlit the deaths of 14 million people via the USAID cuts. The war in Iran, 200 schoolgirls were bombed. 13 U.S. service members have died. A war of choice, by the way. This war never should have happened, and there's no justification for the war.
I could see one.
Sure, what is it?
If it leads to the destruction of Israel, it'll be totally worth it.
It's not going to lead to the destruction of Israel. What do you want about?
Have you been listening to these people lately? Mark Levin, Shapiro, Ben Gavir,
Are you Ben Shapiro? I'm not
Motrick.
going to listen to these these right leaning podcasters. No.
Oh, you don't know who Ben Gavir is?
The point that I was trying to bring out is
You
that
called
this is
Ben
not gonna-
Gavir a podcast.
No, I didn't say Ben Gavir. The point is that this is not.
No,
gonna
I
lead to
said
the-
Ben
to the
Gavir, and you said
collapse. This
podcast.
isn't going to lead to the collapse of the Israeli government or Israel. What's your evidence of that?
Well, this seems to be the segue between if Trump were to leave this Israel linkage that they have at the foot, this would be the segue off.
Again, that you don't have any evidence to actually that leads you to
Oh
believe.
no,
this.
yeah, no. I would say this is likely not to happen, but you said there is no justification for this war. Well,
So your
if it severs our tie with
justification
Israel,
for the war is something that is more likely not to happen. Your
Well,
justification for
that's why I was
13 U.S.
against
service
it.
members that are dead is something that might not happen.
well, that's why I was against it, right? I didn't support it. Like I was totally against the Iran war, but I'm saying if this were to decouple us from Israel, 5D chess master, I'll put the MAGA hat back on. I mean, genius.
Well, so you're not a Trump supporter. You're not MAGA. I think that like we're
no, I voted
seeing,
for Trump.
Like,
I just disagree
we're
with the
seeing
Iran
progressive
war,
Democrats
and
like
I'm,
shift
frustrated
away.
with Trump.
So we're seeing progressive Democrats shift away from like being like AIPAC, like pro-Israel, but it's not because of the war in Iran. It's because of the genocide that Israel has been committing for the last few years, right? But it's not because of this war in Iran, right? There, like you said yourself, this is not a good justification to support the war. But your president did the war of choice. Your president brought down the worth of the dollar. Your president is the one who started this war of choice. Your
Yeah, I didn't
president is
support
the one
the
that
war.
increased inflation because of this war of choice. Your president, and under Republican leadership, 1 out of every 5 children starve in West Virginia.
How's that a critique of what I said?
You didn't say anything at all. And I'm
Wait, I
pointing
said
out
the war
flaws
was
within your
terrible.
party.
I'm against the war.
But you're still a Trump supporter.
But if this could lead to the decoupling of America and Israel, and this is definitely a segue. I mean, if you listen to the way J.D. Vance is talking, the way they're talking about J.D. Vance, people in the Israeli, close to the Israeli government, even members of the Israeli government, yeah, definitely could be a segue. I don't think it's likely, but
So yeah, you said it yourself. You don't think it's likely. So what you're doing now is engaging in the conspiracy theory that you believe yourself that might not even happen. You said that yourself. And what I'm pointing out is flaws within the Trump MAGA party and the
Conspiracy
Republican Party
theory?
as to why you support these people.
do you know what a conspiracy theory is?
I do. Can you address what I'm saying? You have 10 seconds.
Yeah, you
before I
said you
disconnect.
said conspiracy theory, right?
I
Never
told
good
you
at
about
this.
how
You're
you
not very
shouldn't
good at
support
this.
Trump because
If I
of
say
all
it's
the
going
horrible
to
things that
rain
Trump has done.
tomorrow, is that a conspiracy theory?
Yeah, you said it yourself. If you have good evidence that leads you to believe that it's going to rain tomorrow, no, it's not a conspiracy theory. You said it yourself that this is more likely than not
What
to
if it
happen,
doesn't rain?
and you don't
What
have
if it
any
doesn't
evidence?
rain?
If it doesn't rain, then it doesn't rain. What are you talking about?
Okay, what if I forecast a 20%? Can you forecast something that is possibly going to
You
happen,
said
but
it's
not
possibly not
likely?
going to happen.
Okay.
So those are your words, not
Possibly-
mine.
no, I said-
Unless you want to retract what you said, those are your words, not mine. You said it's
Well,
most
to
likely not gonna
clarify
happen.
what I said is likely not going to happen.
Yeah,
not
you said it's most likely
possibly.
not going to happen. That's what you said, right?
But yeah, if I were to, but why would you like? even
That's
if it
great.
was
Can you address
so.
what I said? Why do you still support Trump, even though the worth of the dollar is down under Republican leadership? 1 out of every 5 children starve in West Virginia. Your president started
West
a war of choice, which you don't
Virginia?
support.
We're talking about Israel, and he's like, children are starving in West Virginia. Okay.
We're not talking about Israel. I asked you for a justification. You said there was
We're
no
talking about the Iran
justification.
war is in
And
Israel.
then you said there was no justification,
decoupling,
so
and then
we,
you
we
said,
moved we moved with the flow onto the next part of the conversation. I don't know what you're crying about.
I said that was less likely. Does that, Jeremiah? If there was a 40% chance of America decoupling with Israel, should
Sure,
we
what's
take
your evidence
that
that there's a
gamble?
40% chance of that happening?
This is a hypothetical. I'm
That's
asking you a
great. So
question.
then it
I'm asking you a
quite
question,
literally is-
Jeremiah.
So
No, this
quite
is to
literally,
dispute
you don't
your
have any
logic.
evidence.
Do you understand
for
what a
anything that you're
logic?
saying.
I'm testing your logic. Give me
Sure,
a second
sure.
without cutting me off. Okay.
ahead.
You're saying if you do not have reason to believe it is more than 50% likelihood you disagree with it. I'm asking you, if there was a 45% chance of us decoupling with Israel, should we take that gamble? Would you
Repeat?
take that
Sorry,
gamble?
I got a notification. Can you repeat?
If there was a hypothetical scenario where it would be a gamble, possibly 45% projection.
I don't think we should gamble it for 200 schoolgirls and 13 U.S. service members. No, that's still not a justification. Let's just say hypothetically this war
I didn't
would.
say you had
Let's
to kill
just say
schoolgirls.
hypothetically this war would decouple us from Israel. I still don't think it's justified for 200 schoolgirls to be murdered and 13 U.S. service members in a horrible economy that is harming millions of people all across the world. So no, I don't think that's a justification.
So you did
and I
eat
wouldn't support
breakfast
the war
today?
either way.
So you did eat breakfast? Are you capable of engaging in a hypothetical?
I literally engage with your hypothetical, saying if hypothetically whatever you said happened,
When
I
did I
still wouldn't
mention
support the war. That still wouldn't
schoolgirls?
be a justification.
No.
Because-
I said if we were to
Did
take
we
a
bomb a school?
hypothetical
Did we
gamble.
bomb a school? Yes or no?
Do you know what a hypothetical?
Did we
Define
bomb a school?
hypothetical,
Yes or no?
please. Define
Okay,
hypothetical.
so you're saying hypothetically in a war in a world
I
where
never
no
even
one
said
died.
war.
I said world. In a world where no one died and it decoupled us from Israel, would I support it? Yes, but that is not the case that's going on right now.
Wait.
People are dead.
You didn't hear my question. I said if there was a chance that we could, and it was a projection of around, let's say, 30 to 45%, would it be smart to take that option?
In the hypothetical,
even if
people
it's
dead?
not the likelihood. Well, let's
in
say
the hypothetical, are people dead? I need clarification. Are the 200 schoolgirls dead? Are the 13 U.S. service members dead? Is the economy bad? Did gas prices soar? Yes or no?
Well, hypothetically, people will die if you take action or don't take action. How about that?
That's not a clear answer to my question. It's a yes or no.
That's what it's like being the president. Whether he acts
your
or he
answer
doesn't
yes or
act,
no?
people will die.
So is your answer yes or no? I need to clarify
whether
the
you-
question.
Yes, when you are the president of the United States, whether you act or do not act, with every act you make, someone will die or not die.
So then yes,
That is the-
it would
that is
lead
the
to 200
consequences
schoolgirls dying,
of
13
being
U.S. service
the
members, bad
president of the
economy,
United
and
States. When you
high
are
gas
leading the
prices.
global
So no, I
empire.
wouldn't support that. Even
Well, yeah,
I
when
wouldn't
you're
support that. I wouldn't take that.
you would
gamble.
not act.
No,
you
because
wouldn't
I don't
act.
want 200
So-
schoolgirls to be dead. No, I
But
believe
people
in
would
diplomacy.
die. People would die. You failed to act and people
I
died.
believe in diplomacy.
You
And
failed to act
our
and people
presidents
died.
believe
Oh,
in
no.
diplomacy
Jeremiah,
too, i.e.
you
Obama
failed to
and Biden.
act and
Your
people
presidents
died.
don't
You're a
believe in
weak leader.
diplomacy. Your presidents believe in killing people. Your presidents.
Jeremiah, we are the global empire. Whether
That's
you
great, cry about it. According to Iranian state media, 34 seconds ago, an explosion was heard across southern Iran. The cause is still unknown. That's per Iranian state media. Near the coastal city of Zurich, near the Strait of Hormuz. This was literally 40 seconds ago, by the way. I just wanted to let you guys know that.
I got the
Iranian
update. It
state
was
media
5
is
minutes
reporting.
ago. I got the update 5 minutes ago.
That's great. Cry about it.
Literally 30 seconds. I have the
Literally
notifications
all the
in here.
reports
5
are
minutes.
like less than a minute ago.
You got to get on better telegrams, bud. Rerum Navarro 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's
give you
great.
my-
So why do you
that's sauce
support a
right there.
president that started a war of choice, which you don't support,
That's
that's
sauce.
ruining the economy, and Republican leadership that's killing or that's leading to 1 out of every 5 children starving in West Virginia? Why do you support?
Oh, no,
that
I support
Republican
giving
Party?
Iran nuke.
Are you a conservative?
I'm like a far right.
So are you a conservative? Yes or no?
I'm like a far right radical, I guess.
So you are a conservative. You're just a far right conservative.
I'm like a futurist. I don't want to conserve. I want to create a future of right wing radicals.
Oh my God! Get out of here. Moving on to the next guest. How's it going, D-Sport Trump?
Hell no.
Based. We're looking for Trump supporters. You gotta be 18 or older, and you gotta be American. If you're ever on YouTube, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe if you have not already. If you're over here on TikTok, make sure to follow. Double tap that phone screen. How's it going, D-Sport Trump?
Hold on.
Okay, they left. Moving on to the next guest. Moving on to Jace. How's it going, D-Sport Trump?
Yo, I just want to say, Jesus
Ah,
loves
you're a child. Get out of here. What are we doing? You're a child. You are a literal child. If you're a Trump supporter, hop up in the guest box. I'd love to talk to you. Love to have a debate with you. I'd love to have a conversation with you tonight. As always, we are looking for some debates. Hello, D-Sport Trump.
You're a nigger.
Hey, you're disgusting. If you're a Trump supporter, hop up in the guest box. I'd love to talk to you. Love to have a debate with you. Love to have a conversation with you tonight. As always, we are looking for some debates. If you are MAGA, I'd love to talk to you.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, hello, D-Sport Trump.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because you're a fucking nigger gook and you need to kill yourself.
That's MAGA for you. If you're a Trump supporter, hop up in the guest box. Thank you so much for the Cupid bow. You're amazing. I appreciate it. W's in the chat. If you're a Trump supporter, hop up in the guest box. I'd love to have a conversation with you. As always, average Trumpy. So true. Moving on to Evan. Evan. How's it going, D-Sport Trump? Evan, hello? Going once, going twice, aborted. Going on to the next person. If you're a Trump supporter, hop up in the guest box. Maybe go popular. If you're a Trump supporter, if you are MAGA, if you're a MAGA Republican, how's it going? Hop up in the guest box. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Make sure you guys hit that follow button if you have not already. Evan, I'm gonna give you one more chance, and then I'm gonna abort you if you don't talk. You have 3 seconds. 3,
Hello?
2,
Hello?
1. How's it going? Do you support Trump?
Me?
Yes.
Do I
you.
support
Who
Trump?
else?
Nigger,
Yes.
nigger, 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 nigger,
Yeah,
nigger, nigger,
deported.
nigger.
Go deport yourself. Maybe on to the next guest. Eric, I'll give you one more chance too. How's it going? Do you support Trump?
no.
Okay, you're aborted. Moving on to the next guest. If you're a Trump supporter, hop up in the guest box. I'd love to talk to you. Love to have a debate with you. Love to have a conversation with you tonight. As always, we're not looking for some debates. Okay, this says Pride. I don't know if they're a Trump supporter. Hello, do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 19.
What year were you born in?
2006.
What month?
January.
Why do you support Trump?
Never mind, I'll find someone like
Aborted, bro. You're aborted. Get out of here. If you're a Trump supporter, hop up in the guest box. I'd love to talk to you. Love to debate with you. Love to have a conversation with you tonight. We're speed running this. We are speed running this. All of the trolls, they are getting banned. And moving on to the next guest. Yo, are you a MAGA Republican?
We are Dean
Aborted.
Withers, and
Who's Dean Withers? Aborted. Moving on to the next guest. Crash. Hello, are you a MAGA Republican?
No, but have any MAGAs?
Aborted. Moving on to the next guest. We are speedrunning this. Hello, are you a MAGA Republican?
Absolutely. God bless
Okay.
Trump.
Why do you support Trump?
Trump is an anti-imperialist and he's defending our nation.
He's defending our nation. How?
Yeah, he's bringing about democracy and freedom within the Middle East. And
You try to overthrow democracy on J6. What are you talking about?
No, that's false. That's not
literally
him.
his fault. He's leading us towards an illiberal democracy. But literally, in reference to what you're talking about, he tried to overthrow democracy on January 6th. He is anti-free and fair elections. He is anti the First Amendment, Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, Sixth Amendment, 10th Amendment, 14th Amendment. He's anti the whole Constitution, articles within the Constitutions. What do you mean he's pro democracy? Are you serious? You're trolling, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not trolling. He is pro-democracy. You know, just because he's standing against fraudulent
Just
elections
because he
doesn't make
violates
him
democracy doesn't
anti-democracy.
mean he's anti-democracy, right? Just because he says he doesn't want free
No.
fair elections doesn't mean he's anti-free fair elections.
If he's against fraudulent elections, that makes him more democratic than
He's
rigging the
against free and
elections.
fair elections.
It's not free and fair. It
Bumblebee,
was
they give her the swag.
it was-
Amazing.
the Democratic Party were supported by the Chinese communists and the Russian communists.
Do you have any evidence?
Yeah, that's
Why do you
what
think
that's what
you
a
have
lot.
evidence? What's your evidence?
Yeah, that's what a lot of the news reports were
Like
reporting
what?
in
Who?
leaked sources.
Like who?
Fox News, CNN. They
Fox
were
News
both
and
saying
CNN. CNN did not say this. I promise you that. I
they
guarantee you,
did.
Fox News didn't even. I have a question for you. Why do you support a president that started a war of choice, is harming the American economy, is harming countries all over the world, is harming relationship with our allies, and why do you support Republicans, which under Republican leadership they didn't ban child marriage in Oklahoma? Every single one of them voted against it, and under Republican leadership, 1 out of every 5 children starve in West Virginia. Why do you support this party? Right? You call yourself a conservative. I'm assuming. What is Donald Trump conserving? Absolutely nothing.
If you want to ask me a question, you should ask me one question at a time instead of just, you know, trying to speed run.
Yeah, I'm speedrunning cooking you. Yeah, you can answer
No,
whichever
it's
question
not.
you like.
It's not cooking. If I just go,
If
you
you
know,
want me
I
to
can
talk
do that
slower, I'll
too.
talk slower. Absolutely. I said, why do you
Yeah.
support a president that's why? Point one, why do you support a president that started a war of choice? Point two, why do you support a president that because of the war of choice he started is harming American economy and economies all over the world and is harming allies or relationship that we have with our allies? Point three, why do you support Republicans that voted against making child marriage illegal in Oklahoma? Every single one of them voted against. Point four, why do you support Republicans who, under Republican leadership in West Virginia, 1 out of every 5 children starve? Point five, you call yourself a conservative, I'm assuming. What is Donald Trump conserving?
Okay. Let's go point by point. So for point one, you said why. Essentially, point one and point two are the same. Where you're saying, why do I support Trump? Doing this war with Iran, right, and
A war of
causing
choice, yes.
yeah, yeah. So here's why I support it. You have to rip off the Band-Aid. If we had let the Iranians go and continue their terroristic activities, they would have caused far, far more damage to not only our greatest ally in the Middle East, but to our own borders. I mean, we saw what these people are capable of. This is a nation which is much stronger than Iraq, much stronger than Vietnam, much stronger than Afghanistan. We can't just sit around and just let them hyper modernize with Russian technology and Chinese technology. You know, war is tough. War sucks. You know, there was huge economic recession for example, from the British who were fighting the Germans in World War II. But guess what? You got to go through the flames. Either that or you let the fascists take over. Point number three, you said. Sorry, what was point number three? Could you go ahead and repeat it? I have a little bit of I guess you could say short memory.
Sure. We'll address point one. We'll address point one and point two that you addressed, and I'll give you my counter arguments. And then I'll once we finish these two points, then we'll go into point three, four, and five. Point one and two, you said that they commit terroristic acts, and we should prevent this. Okay. What terroristic acts are we preventing? From them doing? Because within the deal that Donald Trump is now signing, we're not preventing them from funding Hamas, Hezbollah, any other terrorist group within the Middle East, right? We're not preventing them from not committing like any terroristic acts. So I'm confused, right? This war of choice that he started isn't to prevent terroristic acts. So what are you referencing when you say we want to stop them from committing terroristic acts?
Yeah, so the war isn't over, but I will say it's specifically about their threat that they pose to Israel, and also as well their nonstop funding for these Islamist groups all over the Middle East, and the fact
But
that
like
they
I said, we're
attack
not doing
all
anything
of our
for that.
allies.
We're not doing anything
not-
for. We're not doing
Yeah, the
anything
war.
for that what they're funding. We're not doing absolutely nothing, right? The deal that
The-
Donald Trump is attempting to sign doesn't actually account for the groups that they fund, right? If you're just saying pro-Israel, like Israel first and then America last, that's fine. But the deal that Donald Trump wants to sign is doing nothing for Hezbollah, Hamas, any other group in the Middle East.
Yeah, no, it's because the war isn't over yet. It was only 3 months. Wars
So then
don't
you're
usually
saying
wrap
Donald
up in
Trump
3 months.
is going to get that into the deal, yes?
Probably, yeah, I would say so.
Why hasn't
We're
he
already
said
stopping.
this?
We're
He said
already
the reason for
because
the war is
because the
nuclear
neg-
capabilities. So why
Yeah,
hasn't he
that's
said this if it's
that's
the reason for the war?
it's one of the
Is he not a
reasons,
good
but
communicator?
the main reason is to prevent them from getting nuclear weapons, which is much more dangerous than them funding groups. You would agree with
so-
that, right?
So
You would
I would
agree with
agree
that,
if
right?
Iran had nuclear weapons, that would be bad. I don't support anyone having nuclear
Wait,
weapons, not
but
Israel or America.
you would
Hold on, can
you
I,
would
can I
agree
address
that's
what you
the
said?
most
Why hasn't
dangerous thing,
Donald
right?
Trump? Why hasn't no, it's not. Why hasn't Donald Trump said that their goal when signing a deal is to prevent the funding of these groups? Why hasn't he said that? If
Wait,
that's one of his goals.
you think them getting nukes is less dangerous than them funding groups?
Yes, mutually assured destruction. If they
Oh my
nuke
God.
anyone, they're gonna nuke them back.
So you
that's
know
mutually assured
you know these people don't care about getting unalived, right?
It's still mutually assured destruction within countries and governments.
They don't care.
They literally do. You can't make a claim that 90 million people within Iran don't care about dying. That's an
The
insane
90
claim
million
to
people
make.
don't control the nukes. It's just the government, the top people in the government. They definitely don't care if they get unalived.
Sure. So then, if you care about the nuclear weapons, and I didn't want to pivot to this because then it's going to be a whole other conversation because you're not able to provide the claim for your first evidence for your first claim. But why do you support Donald Trump, who took us out of the JCPOA, which prevented them from building nuclear weapons and kept them at 3.67% enriched uranium? After he took us out, it went up to a tune of 80%. Your president did that. Your president greenlit the nukes being built in Iran. Why do you support that?
Yeah, well, because he actually, if you read the deal, is making them sign a deal where they're permanently never going to form any form of nuclear
true.
weapons.
So you're saying he took it out because it was going to expire in 10 years? Okay, let me ask you a question. If my milk is expiring in 10 days, should I throw it out today or should I wait until it expires to throw out? Which one?
You should do it now because the milk actually is.
I should
is
throw
a
away
threat to-
my milk before it expires in 10 days.
Yeah,
What?
because let me
So
tell you
if
why.
my milk is still
Hold on.
fine, I'm going to waste perfectly good milk and throw it away?
It's a
Makes no
bad
sense.
analogy. It's a bad analogy because guess what? Iran is not spoiled milk just sitting around waiting. They're modernizing
The deal.
day by day.
The
no,
deal
they-
expires in
yeah,
10
yeah.
years.
Okay, they're modernizing day by day. Why would you wait for them to get
Why are you
stronger?
screaming?
They are obtaining Russian and Chinese weaponry and technology. Do you acknowledge that? Yes or no?
I can acknowledge that have been reports. I don't know if they're confirmed or unconfirmed that
They are
China and
confirmed.
Russia have been providing intelligence to Iran during the war. Anything before that, I have no idea. But the point is here.
Weaponry,
if there was
yes.
let's. I have a question for you. If there was a deal that me and you, let's say if there was a deal that you made with someone, right, and it prevented you from being unalived, right? A deal where prevented you from being unalived, right? But this deal expired in 10 years, but then you could renew the deal. Should you pull out of the deal, which would get yourself unalived, or should you wait to renew the deal? Which one?
A completely irrelevant analogy because,
It's
like I
analogous
said,
because
No.
what is analogous is the fact that Obama made a deal for 10 years. It was going to expire in 10 years. Donald Trump took us before the deal expired. After the deal expired, we could have renewed it under either A, the Trump admin, or B, the Biden admin, but Trump decided to pull out of it prematurely because it had Obama's name on it. So it is analogous. Both analogies that are presented are analogous.
No.
So try again. Answer the question.
because no, I'll give you a better analogy. It's like this. There is a
How
criminal
about you
who
answer
wants
my
to.
analogy before giving me your analogy?
Yeah, your analogy doesn't work because Iran's not sitting
what's
around.
disanalogous?
Yeah, because Iran is not sitting around doing nothing, twiddling their thumbs. They are modernizing. They joined BRICS in 2024. They advanced their weaponry in just a
But they
few
weren't building
years.
nuclear bombs, and we had
Okay, and
unprecedented surveillance.
okay, and
the
What-
worry
why
is
you-
about building nuclear
would you
bombs. That was
rather-
the worry.
Would you rather fight a level 1 enemy or level 10 enemy and wait?
Oh,
Why would
Donald
you
Trump
fight
isn't
a
doing
level
anything.
10 enemy?
Donald Trump even said himself that they could keep their missile program. By the way, Donald Trump said this a week ago. They said it would be unfair if we destroy their missile program because everyone else
Okay,
has one.
we're
This is
fighting them
contradictory to
now.
what Donald Trump said before the war
No,
started.
we're
by the
fighting.
way.
No. We're fighting them now, so we don't have to fight them later. are
Okay,
you
so we
talking about?
pulled out the deal, but that doesn't justify pulling out of the JCPOA, though, right?
Why?
We're fighting them now because we pulled out of the JCPOA. If we let the JCPOA expire, we could have renewed the deal, which would have prevented the fighting, prevented 200 schoolgirls from dying and 13 U.S. service members dying, prevented a bad economy, prevented allies' ships being ruined. It could have prevented all of this.
You think? Do you genuinely think
Address the
that
point that I
if-
said.
Yeah. No, it is better that we attack now because do you genuinely think
No, address
that?
the point that I said that us not pulling out of the deal would have prevented all of this.
No, it wouldn't have. It would have just.
Yes,
it would have just delayed.
If we were in the
it would
deal,
have delayed it and made it worse.
The deal expired in 10 years. Let's say it expired this year. Right now, we wouldn't have had to struck their facilities in Operation Midnight Hammer. We wouldn't have had to start a war on February 28th with 13 U.S. service members dead, bombing a school full of children, and we wouldn't have a bad economy if we were still in the deal because they didn't violate the deal, and we could have renewed it for indefinitely or another 10 years. So yes, it would have prevented all of that from happening. You're delusional.
all it would have done is delayed it and made it worse because, like I said,
you don't
just
know
want-
that. You don't know that. We could have
Yes, we
renewed
do.
the deal.
We
could have
we are
renewed the deal.
observing.
They didn't violate the
How do you know?
JCPOA. They didn't because they didn't violate the JCPOA, and they were working diplomatically with us under Obama until Donald Trump took us out of it in 2018. They were working diplomatically with us, and they were and could have been willing to renegotiate the deal.
Their supreme leader was going to pass away, and then he was end up being replaced by a hardliner. The people after them
Replaced by
in
his son,
line
by the way.
were
His son is
hardliners.
still the supreme leader.
He's a hardliner, and guess what? All you would have been doing is delaying the issue, so it would have gotten worse later. Why are you
It
letting
wasn't
them
going to get
try
worse
and
if they didn't.
modernize?
If they were capped at 3.67% enriched
Oh my
uranium,
God.
and we had unprecedented levels of security in their nuclear facilities.
Do you think they care?
delusional.
Do you really think they care about what
Yes,
we
they
have
did.
to say?
They did
about-
care.
They
did
don't care.
They did care
They
because we know
don't.
they didn't violate the JCPOA.
They've
Under
been-
Donald Trump, even himself, he signed an IAEA report that said that Iran had not violated the JCPOA. So try again. Your own president said this. Try again.
They've been mad at us since 2023. Try again. You just want us to sit there while
After the JCPOA
thinking
ended
Iran
because
is
of Donald Trump.
twiddling
Try
their
again. Go
thumbs.
ahead.
Yeah, they've been mad at us. since
Everything bad that
2023.
Iran did happen after Donald Trump took us out of the JCPOA. During the
Donald
JCPOA,
Trump was not in power. Donald Trump was not in power.
Donald Trump was in
2023.
power in 2018 when the JCPOA, when he took us out of the JCPOA. You're ridiculous. You're
2023 is when Iran
we were
started to
out
get
of the
mad at
JCPOA.
us.
Why? Because Donald Trump took us out of it in 2018. And
Okay,
then,
and they
what
started
years
to get
followed
mad at us in
2018,
2023.
2021, 2022, 2023. All those years were after we were out of the JCPOA. If Donald Trump didn't take us out of the JCPOA, we would still be in the JCPOA in 2023, meaning
They
whatever you're
start-
referencing wouldn't have happened.
No, what they started to get mad at us, especially over, wasn't 2018. It was 2023, October 7. Get your facts right. They started to get mad at
What are you
us
talking
on
about?
I'm saying the whole war situation.
We're
in the
talking
Middle
about
East
nuclear capabilities. Why are you pivoting to like the
Okay,
genocide that's going on
yes.
in Gaza? We're talking about the nuclear
Yeah,
capabilities. I'm saying
it's
they
not a
would
ge-
not have
it's
built
not a
nuclear
genocide.
capabilities. They would not have. Yeah, you're denying a genocide, crazy. But they would not have had nuclear capabilities. We would have capped their enrichment levels to 3.67%, and we would have unprecedented levels of security over the nuclear facilities in 2023 and all the years until now. Right, but because Donald Trump took us out of it, he started this war. Right, because he took us out of it, he started all of it. And if you're talking about it's not a genocide, okay, do you support Bibi Netanyahu?
Yes.
Why did Bibi Netanyahu allow funds from Qatar or Saudi Arabia to go to Hamas? Why did he prop up Hamas to split up Gaza from the West Bank and their leadership to split them up so that then he could go and occupy Gaza even more? Why did he allow those funds to go in? If you want to say that it's not a genocide, and if you want to say that October 7th was a bad thing, which I agree was a bad thing, there's some blame to put on Bibi Netanyahu because him as a leader, Prime Minister of Israel, he allowed those funds to go into Hamas, and it's documented. It's documented. There's evidence of this. He allowed funds to go to Hamas so that they could do October 7th, which then propped up the occupation in Gaza and the West, which the West Bank has been occupied, and in Lebanon. So
Right,
what are you
well,
talking about? You say you
yeah.
like Bibi Netanyahu's committing a genocide, which he also allowed funds to go to Hamas. I thought you were anti-terrorist groups and funding terrorist groups. Bibi Netanyahu, the person you worship, is doing that right now, and
This
did that
isn't
prior.
This isn't anything new, by the way. This isn't
Yeah,
anything new.
now you're just gonna say this isn't
No,
anything new, right? Bibi Netanyahu might have funded terrorists, which caused to the October 7th, but he's the prime minister of Israel. That's why I support him. That's why I don't care if he funds Hamas.
No.
Right? You're against funding Iran. You're against Iran funding Hamas and Hezbollah. But when Israel funds Hamas, that's fine. You're against Iran funding
No.
Hamas.
Hold on.
When Israel allows funds to go
you're
into
straw
Hamas,
manning.
that's fine.
You
shouldn't support Bibi Netanyahu because he allowed funds to go to Hamas.
I still support Bibi Netanyahu. There's things I
Even
don't
though
agree
he
about.
allowed funds to go to Hamas, which propped up October 7th.
Hold on. We did the same thing in
genocide
Afghanistan.
going on. There is no.
We
hold
did
on.
the same. We did the same thing in Afghanistan.
make it
You realize
okay.
that, right?
That doesn't make it okay.
Yeah. But so
The point
are
is you should
wait,
disagree with us
you
doing it
realize
and Israel doing so. Therefore, you don't like Bibi Netanyahu or America, which I would agree with you. I don't like America either. The blood that America has on their hands, it's pretty crazy. So you agree you don't like Bibi Netanyahu because he allowed he allowed funding to go to terrorist groups? Yes.
No, I still support him.
Okay.
I still
So
support
then
him. I
why
don't
do
agree
you
with you.
not
I don't agree
support
with him doing
so
that.
so if Iran supports Hamas, that's bad. But if Israel, Bibi Netanyahu allows funds to go to Hamas, that's good. Why? That propped up October 7th. You're now justifying October 7th, and you're justifying a genocide.
Because Netanyahu is opposed to Hamas. He's their political enemy.
Okay, then why did he allow funding to go to Hamas? If he is opposed to Hamas, why did he prop up Hamas?
Did that happen before or after?
Yes, that
October
did
7th?
happen before October 7th. Yes, which caused
Okay,
October
so
7th.
not
because
after,
Hamas were
right?
because Hamas was propped up, they were able to do October 7th because of those funds.
That's false.
Dumbass.
Most of their
That's true.
most of their
No,
most
that's
of their
true.
weaponry.
What are you talking
most
about?
of their
That's true.
most of their weaponry was Russian and Iranian. That's false. Most of their weapons were Russian
No,
and Iranian.
these funds that Israel allowed to go to Hamas propped up.
They were not critical.
Propped up Hamas and separated the Gaza Strip from the West Bank. The leadership,
It was-
which it was now a different leadership up to the point of October 7th because of the prop up of Hamas, because Hamas was now controlling the Gaza Strip, which means that they weren't able to communicate properly with the West Bank. And previously, like previous years, they were able to. So when that's why Bibi Netanyahu was wanting to allow those funds to go to Hamas to make sure that the Gaza Strip and the West Bank were two completely separate entities and governments, which then propped up October 7th, which then propped up a genocide, and that's the guy you like.
The funds are not substantial whatsoever. How much were the funds compared to the
but-
Iranian funds or the Russian funds?
Bibi Netanyahu admitted knowingly being able to allow funds to Hamas. He admitted this on video.
You didn't answer my question. How much were the
Your
funds?
question
Were they
is irrelevant
substantial?
because it is based on evidence and facts
It is
and
relevant.
admittance of guilt that Bibi Netanyahu allowed these funds to go through.
It is relevant. I didn't deny. I already told you I didn't deny that. I don't know why you're trying
Okay,
to
so
pivot.
then why do you support someone who's allowing funding for terrorist groups?
Was the funding substantial or not? How much was it?
Yes, it was
Answer my
substantial.
question. How much? How much was it?
Doesn't matter how much. Would you agree that not a single
does
dollar should be?
matter.
Hold on. Should a single dollar go to terrorist groups? Yes or no?
No, but it.
So then
but
it's irrelevant when you ask
definitely
matters. Either
matters.
way, you disagree.
No,
with
it does.
funding
No, it
terrorist groups
definitely.
and you're allowing.
No, it definitely
you're disagreeing
matters.
with
No,
allowing even
it
a dollar
definitely
to go
matters.
into terrorist groups.
No, it definitely matters
You just
because
conceded by saying
because
it doesn't matter.
No.
You just
No, it
conceded
does. No,
that, by the way.
No, because if you give $1 versus billions of dollars, I would say that's a pretty big difference. Yeah, that's a pretty big difference.
It
if
is
I
a
were to
difference,
go
but you
give,
disagree with it either way. So
yeah,
something
but
like
I
that.
disagree with I
So you
disagree with it
Bibi
way
Netanyahu.
more.
Thanks for the concession.
Yes, I don't agree with him doing that, but I disagree
So
with
no,
it
you
way
disagree
more.
with Bibi Netanyahu, which means you don't support Bibi Netanyahu.
No, I do support him. I do support him. There, to support a leader, you don't have to
basically propping up
you don't-
October 7th.
Hold on. You don't have to put a leader's boot in your mouth and support every single thing that
Which
they
is what
do,
you're
right?
doing, by the way.
No.
Yeah.
I already said I don't agree with what he did. I don't support what he did in
Him
terms
allowing
of
funds
that
to
funding.
Hamas and committing a genocide
It's not
should be enough to
substantial.
not support him. He's not
It's
the
not
president of
substantial.
America. He's the prime minister.
How
of
much
Israel.
is it? How much is it? How much is it? By the way,
are
Hamas
you
is
an
not an
Israeli?
American thing.
I have a question.
Hamas-
Are you an Israeli?
Why does that matter?
I just curious.
No, why does that matter?
So are you like Jewish?
Why does that matter? I'm asking you a
Yes or
question.
no?
Why? I'm not. I don't want to share that information.
Sure. So like assuming you're not, why the fuck are you bootlicking Israel so much and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu? He doesn't know you, little bro.
So I need to be best friends with a leader for me to support them.
No, you just suddenly support people who are committing genocide and allow funds to go to a terrorist group.
It's not genocide.
Yeah, you're just denying a genocide, by the way.
Prove it. Prove it. Prove it.
This has been deemed. It's been deemed a genocide by multiple institutions, by the way.
Like.
I believe the UN. I believe. Maybe
The UN.
maybe I'm,
Can-
I'm miswording. Has the UN?
Yeah. I mean, I would like to see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see.
Let's see. Was it the UN chat? UN Commission of Inquiry says Israel committing genocide in Gaza by deliberately targeting children. Yep. 2 days ago. 3 days ago, by the way.
By what?
So, yeah. That's according
By
to
what? By
the
what?
UN.
The
Let's
UN.
see.
Is it the? Is it?
It's ohcr.org. Let's get telling me to wait. Israel has committed genocide in the Gaza Strip. UN Commission finds. Geneva. Israel has committed genocide against Palestinians in Gaza Strip. The UN Independent International Commission of Inquiry on the occupied Palestinian territory, including East Jerusalem and Israel, said in a new report today. The commission urges Israel and all states to fulfill their legal obligations under international law to end genocide and punish those responsible for it. You can read the full article there. It's literally titled. Israel has committed genocide in the Gaza Strip. UN Commission finds.
Do you support? Hold on. I have two questions. First of all, do you know how the UN works? And second, do you support Muslims?
I do, and I do. Why are we talking about Muslims? What the fuck?
Because
Why?
it's an Islamist group that's in power, and they're an extremist Islamist group.
Islamists aren't Not every single Muslim is an Islamist.
Yes, I'm aware.
Why do you always pivot to like Islamophobia or transphobia? Like your party always does. What about what?
When
what
did
about
I say
Muslims?
anything
What about
about
women? What about
trans-
black people?
What did I say any of that? Calm down. I didn't say
Literally
anything
use
about
one of them. Which what about Muslim? That's literally what you said. It's always what about
Yeah, I
Muslims?
didn't
What
say.
about trans
I didn't
people?
say.
What about
I
women?
didn't
What
say
about
anything about
uh,
trans people. I didn't say anything
I'm
about trans
giving you
people.
examples about how your party are hypocrites and ignore what people say and then
Okay,
pivot
okay.
to minorities.
You're talking to me right now. Okay, you're not talking to anybody else. You're talking to me. Okay, so
and
let's
you
keep it
literally
to what
said,
I said.
unironically, what about Muslims? What about Muslims? What about them?
Yes, I did. Yeah, and we can talk about that. We can talk
Yeah,
about
what about
that.
them?
What? Yeah. Do you think that they should belong in the USA, for example?
I think Muslims should be allowed in the USA. Yes.
Why?
Because why not?
Because
The
who are
First
our
Amendment,
ge-
maybe?
who are
Shocker.
who are our
I thought you said you
geopolitical
were
rivals?
pro-democracy. First Amendment, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you think
Maybe.
Muslims are? Do you think
Like
Muslims
the
are
same way I think
pro-democracy?
Satanists should be allowed into the country.
There's not a
Same
single.
thing
There's not
Muslims,
there's not a single Islamic country that's a democracy.
Satanists, by the way, I maybe shouldn't have used that example. I don't think that's a cult, right? That like kill babies. I think there's like misconceptions within that, right? So I just want to clarify that. But some of you, like, maybe I'm wrong, or maybe like some of you might misunderstand that. But I just wanted to clarify on that if I'm wrong or if there was misunderstanding. But take it away. What about religion? Why do you care about religion? Like, why are you? being
Yeah.
a snowflake?
So when you have religions like that causing a lot of, I guess you could say, mayhem, a lot of violence, a lot of destruction, then yeah, I would say that's something that I wouldn't want to have in my country. I don't care if
Muslims aren't
someone's an
causing destruction and my quote unquote mayhem. What are you talking about? Stop being a
So
snowflake.
what's happening in the Middle East then?
There's a war of choice done by the United States and Israel in the Middle East currently, and a genocide going on
Yes.
done by Israel.
No, against who?
Yes.
What is the war against?
Against
What is the war and why?
The war that United States and Israel started is against Iran, and the genocide that Israel's committed is against the Palestinian people.
Why did October 7 happen?
Because Benjamin Netanyahu propped up Hamas.
No.
By
Why did
allowing
they
funds.
attack? Why did Hamas attack? Why did Hamas attack?
Because they were allowed to via Bibi Netanyahu.
That's
propping
not
them up.
why. That's not why. You're
That
just
is
saying
why.
how they were able to. I'm asking you why. What was their motive? What was their motive? Answer my question.
Hey, if you just want to say their motive was to like kill as many like Jewish individuals, sure, I can agree with you there. They're a terrorist organization. They don't support Hamas.
Okay, why do they want to kill Jews?
You tell me.
You don't know?
You tell me. I
Okay,
want to hear
sure.
what your thoughts on it.
Because it's in their religion. They're Islamists, and it's in their religion. Just like
I
how.
already
Just
specified
like
this.
how.
Islam is different from Muslims, and you reference Muslims. Why are we going back to Islamists? Right? There's extremists
can't-
in every religion.
No.
There's extremists in Judaism. There's extremists in Islam. There's extremists in Christianity. Right? Some Christians believe it's okay to be to own people as slaves. Some Christians believe it's okay to commit genocide. Because some Christians believe it's okay to have sex with a 14, 13, and 15-year-old. The same way as some Islamists believe that Muhammad married an idol. Those are extremist viewpoints, and they're extremist viewpoints from every religion.
Okay. Okay, and
What
guess
are you
what?
talking about?
Guess what? You can't be a Christian nationalist and not be a Christian, just like how you can't be a Islamist and not be a Muslim.
I agree.
Okay, so exactly
but not
my
all
point.
Muslims are Islamists. Holy shit!
How did
And
they-
you said Muslims.
Yes, and how did they get to that point to begin with? From using
to
the
what point?
foundations of terrorism. They got it from the foundations of their
Muslims
religion.
aren't terrorists. I'm sorry to
Yes,
break
they
it to you.
are. Yes, they are.
Okay, so all white men are rapists and murderers. Yes.
No.
Since most men
Because
commit, since most white
that's
men
not
commit
a-
violent
that's not a
crime,
belief-
Therefore, all
that's
white
not a
men are
belief
rapists and
system.
murderers.
That's not a belief system. White isn't a belief system.
Okay, then all Christians are pro-genocide and pro-slavery.
That would be a debate we could have. We can
No,
have
it's
a
something
debate like
that
that,
you
but
believe
you
in.
saying
Just because a group of people within Christianity believe it's okay to own people as slaves and commit genocide, therefore all Christians all Christians believe that it's okay to commit genocide and own people as slaves. That's within your viewpoint, by the way.
we can have that debate. We can have a debate about
It's not
that.
a
but you
debate. That's
saying-
within your viewpoint. The same way as
No,
you don't
you
think it's a debate
saying-
to argue that not all Muslims are terrorists, therefore all Christians are pro
why
genocide
there's
and
so many
pro-slavery.
why there's so many terror groups of Muslims then?
Because of American interventionism. If you know anything about the Middle East, the terror groups happened after American interventionism in the 1940s. American oil companies from California went into, for example, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and went there and then started exploiting the governments, which then propped up terror groups slash regimes. So it is American interventionism. That's the reason why there's a lot of terror groups within the Middle East. By the
Could you
way,
explain how?
I just explained how. This isn't a classroom. I'm only going to explain this once. I'm not your teacher. If you want me to teach you, you're going to have to hit the pay links.
So, because a war happened, that all of a sudden spawned in these radicals. That's what you're saying?
No, because of American interventionism, i.e., American oil companies going over there and exploiting these resources, exploiting the governments, and then American interventionism funding Iraq at one point, funding Iran at another point, funding all these other terror groups. By the way, the U.S. has funded most of these terror groups that you're referencing. The U.S. at one point funded Iraq and Iran, which propped up Iraq to commit the genocide against Kurdish people.
When was
I believe
Iraq?
if it was Kurdish people in the 2000s. And then prior to that, in the 1980s, the U.S. funded Iran to fight against Iraq. The U.S. has funded most of these terror regimes. What are you talking about?
When was Iraq a terror regime?
Saddam Hussein committed acts of terror all across the Middle East, committed a genocide, a well-documented genocide against the Kurdish people. And the U.S. funded that.
Saddam Hussein was a nationalist, not an Islamist.
We're talking about terror within the Middle East.
Okay, well, I'm talking about Muslims who are the ones.
So why are you only
terror.
focusing on quote-unquote Islamist terrorists, but not any other form of terror? Do you only care about terrorists when it comes to Islamists?
They're the ones perpetuating the majority of the terror.
But we should focus on all terror, yes? Like the one the USA funded? Like when the USA funded Iraq and Iran in 1980 and 2000s?
They were our ally back then. They were our ally back then.
No, they weren't they weren't our ally back then. We funded them.
Were.
We funded Iraq to fight against Iran, and then we funded Iran to fight against Iraq. They weren't our allies. We were using them. We were exploiting them. They weren't our allies. And we also overthrew the Iranian regime, which then led to decades of civil war within the Iranian government, which then led to the Ayatollah being in power. Right? All of these groups that you're referencing, all of this terror that's referenced, is because of American interventionism.
So you're saying that Iraq was not our ally when they were fighting against the Islamic new regime in Iran.
Well, what do you define as an ally?
Okay, first of all,
us
I would
funding
say
them doesn't make us necessarily like an ally, right?
But wasn't that your whole argument with Netanyahu earlier?
What about Netanyahu? We are allies with Israel.
You were saying
we are committing a war for Israel. By the way, we're doing a war for Israel. We're allies with Israel.
You were saying that Netanyahu was allies with Hamas because he funded them.
Nope, I never said that. Never said that. I said he allowed funds to go into Hamas from Qatar.
Okay, but listen, this is my point. Iraq had done nothing to us prior to 1990. Iraq, we had
no, but they were still committing acts of terror. In the 1980s, Iraq invaded Kuwait. I'm not mistaken. Iraq invaded
that was
them?
1990. I said prior to the 1990s. That was the Gulf War, 1990. I said prior to the 1990s, Iraq had done absolutely nothing towards us.
That's not true. Well, not towards us, sure, but they were still committing acts of terror.
Okay, we had nothing to do with that.
We funded them.
Yeah, we funded them against Iran, not against random civilians.
Yeah, and what were those fundings used to commit genocide? What were those bombs used to commit genocide?
We had no way of knowing he was going to do that, nor controlling it. That was his first war he was ever involved in.
That's cool.
How were we gonna know?
Cool. I don't know why you're bootlicking terrorist regimes. Anyways, I have 2 restrictions. I'm gonna hop off for 5 minutes, then restart. I'll see you guys soon. On YouTube, I'm also going to restart. So make sure on YouTube, actually, I'm going to play you guys an old video. So here's this, just so you guys, just so you guys don't go anywhere. I'm going to play you guys an old video of my YouTube channel. Give me a second. This one's going to...
I do agree, with a lot of your points. Some of it, I don't know where you're getting some of the facts. Some of them, I wouldn't say are totally true.
Oh.
You gotta be in the app for me to hear you. You gotta see me for me to. How's it going, man?
Let's have our immigration debate, bro. You've been running.
I've been running. No, I haven't been running.
You
but,
have been
are you a
running,
patriot,
bro.
Creed? Are you a patriot?
I am a fucking patriot.
You are a
brother.
fucking patriot. You agree that the Constitution is a core American value, right?
I agree with that shit right there, yes sir.
Fuck the Constitution. You're a fucking patriot, Creed, right?
I'm a fucking patriot. Yeah,
Would you ever
man.
support Trump if he violated clauses and amendments of the Constitution?
He didn't actually. So
If he did, hypothetically, if he did.
hypothetically, if Trump violated the Constitution, would I still support him? Yes.
You're not a patriot, then.
You're
You
not
don't
a
uphold
patriot.
the laws.
I'm a
Hold
fucking
on, hold on,
patriot.
hold on, hold
I'm a
on, hold on,
patriot.
hold on. You said you're a
What's
patriot.
up?
You said, hold on. You said you're a patriot. You like the Constitution. If you do not uphold the Constitution, which are the laws and the things that keep us together as a country, then you are not a patriot, sir. You are a traitor.
Do you agree that some parts of the Constitution should and have been altered?
Oh, sure. But
Yeah,
they
laws
only
change all
get
the time.
altered.
However-
Hold on. It should be followed until they are amended. You would agree with that, right? Otherwise, it's a violation of the Constitution. Well, let's say I granted you. I want to go through all the things he's violated, and I want to see the justification for it. Yes, and if there's a justification, I'll scrap it. Yes.
All right, man. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
So, were you
I've
here
heard all
to
of these,
listen?
by the way.
Have you heard to the first two clauses that I mentioned? Or were you not here for those?
Listen, I mean, I was probably, I was.
Oh, it's okay. I don't mind restating this. For the people who have been here for a while, like 10 minutes, you guys are going to hear this again, but it's going to be quicker. Do you know what the appropriations clause is?
Yes.
Cool. What is it?
I'm not your Google, bro.
Okay.
I know what it is.
Just say you don't know what it
hold
is.
on, Gavin, hold on. Give me. If you don't know what it is,
no,
that's
I know
fine.
what it is. How did he violate? No, how did he violate
No,
it though?
but I want to do it for the chat because the chat might not know what it is. So I'm just asking you if you know. If you don't know it, that's fine. Completely fine. I didn't know this. Right. Previously, I didn't know this. The appropriations clause.
You didn't know a lot of things, bro.
I didn't.
You
Right.
know,
But I educated myself. Yes.
I
I wanna talk about something else with you too, but I'm not gonna be able to-
I do.
so, hold on.
Hold on. Can I ask something?
Go ahead.
So, have you educated yourself on your abortion debates?
I don't really debate abortion anymore.
Oh, you don't? So what if somebody comes up here and says that they're only a Trump fan because of abortion? You just be like, oh, cool, and then move on?
Yeah, I move on, yeah. Or I talk about the financial reasons. If you want to decrease abortions, you want progressive
Bro,
policies.
you told me that you would educate yourself on abortion, bro. I'm disappointed.
I did educate myself, right? But I don't debate abortion typically anymore. But can I go back? So the appropriations clause, for chat who doesn't know, basically Congress has control of the purse. That is what it is. That is what the Constitution says. How did Trump violate this, you might be asking? Donald Trump, in his first term, moved money from the military budget to fund the Mexican-American border wall. When Congress had denied this, Congress, who has the power of the purse, denied this money going to the Mexican-American wall. That is a clear violation of the appropriations clause. That's according to the Brennan Center for Justice as well.
Everyone's saying this is Phil, by the way.
Hey, can we
Gavin,
refrain from saying
Gavin.
the P word, please, bro?
Gavin,
Can we
don't-
refrain?
I genuinely want to have a
Oh my
debate.
God.
Gavin, I genuinely
Can
want to
we
have a debate.
refrain? Can we refrain
Yeah,
from saying
hold on.
the P word, bro?
Creed. No, I genuinely want to have this debate with you, Gavin.
Yes, and I'm here, bro.
Chat, please chill on the Phil, because I genuinely want to have a debate with Creed.
Can we refrain, bro? Can we please refrain? Can we
No,
refrain?
yeah,
Can we say the P word, bro?
So you can chat refrain from the chat. You guys can spam Creed. You guys can hit that follow button, repost the live, share the live, do all the wonderful things. If you're underneath of it, that thumbs up, hit that subscribe. You guys can gift Gavin and give me, but refrain from using the P word.
Grifting, bro. Can
Yeah,
we
okay,
stop
I'll stop grifting. I'll stop Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, links in the bio, Facebook as well.
Alright, bro. You're
Those are-
actually you're such a grifter.
Anyways,
bro.
Gavin.
Do you know what
Gavin,
grifting is? You know
Gavin.
grifting should
Creed.
be.
I'm a grifter.
Hey, grifting should be illegal, by the way.
Sure. So can you agree he violated the appropriations clause?
I cannot agree with that. No,
I presented you with the evidence and the source.
you
Why
did
do
not.
disagree?
You did not present me with any evidence. Because Trump, absolutely did not do that.
The Brennan Center for Justice. The Brennan Center for Justice.
Do you have any
says-
other sources than that? Because I don't trust that source.
Why don't you trust that source?
Because I, do my, news and sources on better trusted, sources. Give
What's wrong
me,
with this source?
that source I just don't trust. I don't see
Why?
it being a credible source because
Why is it not
they're probably
credible?
because they're probably against Trump and they just want to
Probably against Trump. No, this is bipartisan, independent.
Would you say Fox is
nonpartisan,
on Trump?
sorry.
Would you say that Fox is on Trump's side? and is
Fox
not a
is
credible
entertainment.
source.
Fox Entertainment. They're entertainment.
Okay, yeah. See, no, it's actually not called Fox.
Fox is Fox is classified as entertainment, but that's a pivot away from
Fox
the
News,
actual
bro.
point. I presented you with the evidence. Why do you disagree with the evidence?
Well, I don't think that happened. Plus, what, Kevin?
No, go ahead. Sorry,
Oh,
it was muted.
Oh, I thought I heard somebody say something.
Yeah, that was my video. Go ahead, play. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just don't think that happened, and I mean, if it did, all well. I mean, the border needs to be built.
That's okay. You said there was some justification for these things. Good. Let's say he did do this, which he did. There's facts and evidence.
If he did,
Now you're saying it's justified. If he did do this, it's justified because the wall had to be built.
Hypothetically, yeah. If hypothetically, if
But
he did,
that's
do
where
this,
that's
then
where
it's
that's where this
justified.
comes in.
All
Donald Trump only built 50 miles of the wall. That did absolutely nothing, meaning that is not a good justification. Meaning, hypothetically, if he did do this, you saying that we needed to build the wall, that's not a good enough reason because he didn't build it.
I think 50 miles is a lot of miles. You know how many, like, bro? You know, I think
Across
I
the
think
whole American-Mexican border, that's nothing.
I think it's a pretty good decent.
It did
bit.
nothing.
Okay,
literally
wait,
did nothing.
is it better than nothing? Is 50 miles better than nothing?
If you're gonna argue it's 50 more than 0, yes, but that's still not a justification. That's like saying,
bro.
would it have been justified if he built 1 mile or half a mile for him to violate
how
the
much
Scorpion
money
law?
exactly did he get from this?
Billions.
How many billions does it cost to build 50 miles of a wall?
Yeah, I can provide you the exact. Hold on, give me a second.
Okay. Yeah, let's pull up the exact amount. And pull up
6.5 billion.
Okay, so that's actually great progress. If he built 50 miles with you said a couple
6.5 billion. That's according to Brennan.
Wait, did you say million or billion?
Billion. 6.5 billion.
All right, and how much would it cost? And how much would it cost to build 50 miles?
No idea.
Probably around billions, bro. So like,
Cool.
But the point is here. He spent all the money.
I never disagreed with that.
He spent all of the money on the wall. It's not like he like put the money in his pocket, bro. He's not.
I never claimed that. But the point is here. You agree? We have checks and balances, right? For a reason, right?
Yeah, bro.
The appropriations clause is there for a specific reason. Checks and balances. Okay, if Donald Trump does not get approval of Congress, or if Joe Biden did this, if Joe Biden
did this, I would be in support of it, honestly, of him going against that.
But the point is, you shouldn't be in support if Joe Biden did this because they're degrading checks and balances. They're violating checks and balances.
I don't even care, honestly. That's why I like Trump.
Sure. Listen, how about do you know what the election clause is?
Yes.
Gives the states the power for chat, not for you, because I know you know what it is. It gives the states the power to
and I actually know this point because Dean ran this point against me, bro. And actually,
I've never heard Dean run this point. What?
Dean, or maybe not Dean, Erica. Somebody. I went on somebody's live and they ran something about Trump's something. His like
fake electoral plot.
No, I don't remember his name, but somebody came out and said something. What?
Mike Pence.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. And said something about
I just play you the clip?
Yeah, play me the clip. I don't remember all of it.
Of the indictment, I want.
Oh shit, you got that on standby.
I had no right to overturn the election.
Oh, and Trump wanted it. Yeah.
But on that day, President Trump asked me to put him over the Constitution.
Yes, bro. Yes. And
VP, hold on. Former Vice President Mike Pence said, and I quote, "On that day, January 6th, Donald Trump asked me to put him over the Constitution." That is a violation of the elections clause.
Nope. You
he
said Trump wanted me to.
No, that's what he said. Hold on.
Let's hear it again.
The election. And then on that day, President Trump asked me to put him over the Constitution.
President Trump asked him to put him over the Constitution.
Okay, and he didn't do it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
bro.
Mike Pence didn't do this. But hold on. But the point is, it's still a violation of the elections clause because the governors did not consent to the electoral slates.
Trump wasn't the president January 6th, bro.
2020? 2020, hold on. 2021? Trump?
Yeah, bro. Trump wasn't the president whenever that happened.
In 2021, January 6th?
Was he? I don't remember anymore.
Joe
Honestly.
Biden was inaugurated mid-January, January 21, 21, one of those. Chat, holy fumble. January 20, right? That's inauguration day, right, chat? I think it's 21.
Trump. So Trump was in office when I can't remember. Was he in office when January?
No,
6th
I can assure you, Joe Biden
He
got
might have
inaugurated. Joe
No, you're
Biden got
right.
inaugurated
I
in
think you're
January
right.
20.
I think you're right. But this happened. I don't remember anymore. Honestly, it's been a long
Yeah,
time.
January 20. I was right. Yeah, January 20. Joe Biden was president January 20, 2021, right? This was January 6. Mike Pence said Donald Trump asked him to put him over the Constitution because
Nope.
Donald Trump violated the elections clause by sending fake
And-
electoral slates to 7 key swing states. You said you were a patriot, Creed.
I'm
You
a
said you
fucking
support the
patriot. Oh,
Constitution.
I'm a fucking.
You're a patriot, but
bro.
you support Donald Trump
I'm a-
violating
I'm
the
a fucking
appropriations clause.
patriot,
You support
bro.
Donald Trump violating the elections clause,
I
the
do support
declared
it.
war clause, the take care clause, the taxation clause, the First Amendment, Second
This
Amendment,
is a whole
Fourth
bunch of
Amendment.
nonsense.
I just proved two. I proved two how. Hold on, Mike Pence isn't even a liberal.
You
He's
didn't
not a
prove any,
leftist.
bro. You didn't
Mike
prove
Pence isn't
any.
a leftist. Mike Pence is a Republican. He's a conservative.
Okay, and like, dude,
And
Trump
a
wanted to-
Republican said that Donald Trump told him to put him over the Constitution. That is a
That's good.
violation.
That's a good thing, bro. I don't care about violations. Everyone violates stuff. I don't care.
Then why would you say if Donald Trump doesn't violate the if Donald Trump violated the Constitution, you would no longer support him?
Well, I never even said that. Actually, you can
You did.
replay the clip. I
You
never
said
said if Trump.
hypothetically.
No. Yeah, and he hasn't. And even if honestly,
I
I
just
might.
showed you.
I'm gonna step back on that statement because if Trump violated the Constitution, to be fair, I don't really care.
So then you're not a patriot. You retract your statement of saying you're a patriot.
Actually, no, I'm a fucking patriot, bro.
If
I'm
you were a
patriot.
fucking patriot, quote
It
unquote,
actually-
you
no,
would
actually,
support the
wait.
Constitution. You would defend the Constitution.
Actually,
People
Trump
die
did
for that
violate-
document. Hold on, Creed. You realize people die for that document,
Okay, bro. Like,
and you don't care about it. You don't
I do
care
care,
if
bro.
the document that people die for.
the same
You don't care if the
document
document that people died for gets violated by one
do you
single
think,
man.
Do you think that the Constitution is aged?
What do you mean by aged?
I think honestly the Constitution should be like
Amended?
I think that I don't know, man. I think
I
there's
can
a
agree
lot
with you.
of
I think the
stuff that-
Constitution needs to be amended in some aspects. Absolutely.
I think
But
in
how do we do that?
a lot more.
2/3 by Congress. 2/3 of Congress. That's how we do it.
Hey, bro, I came up
Not
here for-
one single man violating
bro.
checks and balances.
My Lakers game is about to come on in 7 minutes, so we kind of got to hurry this up, right? But I came up here for a what's it called? Oh yeah, immigration debate. Because I know you can't say, I know you can't do nothing against my immigration debate, bro, and that's why you wanted to run to this, bro.
Yeah, go ahead, take it away. What do you support on immigration, man?
Because it's great for our national security, bro.
How?
Because we'll know who's in this country. Wait, and I don't really want to pivot. No, I don't want to pivot off of that point because I was owning you in that debate there, and this kind of feels like a pivot. I was owning you, dude. I had you on a leash, bro.
You asked me to talk about immigration.
Fuck, I don't know. I don't
7
wanna
minutes.
Pivot. No, I don't.
You have 7 minutes, right?
Yeah, bro.
We talked a little bit about the appropriations clause and the elections clause. You agreed that he's violating it, but you don't care, right? Now you asked me.
care.
You asked me to debate about immigration because I'm terrified. You have 7 minutes, probably 6 now, 6 or 7 minutes. So let's debate on immigration. You said you support.
No, because I was owning you in that debate, bro. You were getting dog walked.
Name one point you dog walked me on.
Everything, every word that came
Name
out
one.
of my mouth, bro.
You agreed that he violated the appropriations clause.
I
and the
never
declared
agreed
war
to that.
and the
Bro,
elections
you're putting
clause.
words in my mouth. I never agreed to that. I never agreed to that. I said
Mike
hypothetically
Pence-
if that was true.
Mike Pence his own words.
Mike Pence is paid by Israel and Netanyahu, bro. I don't care.
Trump is paid by Israel and
No,
Netanyahu.
he's not.
You
No,
moron.
bro. Mike Pence is paid by Netanyahu, bro. I don't
Donald
care.
Trump is paid by Netanyahu. Donald Trump started a war
he's-
that killed 164 children, 13 U.S. service members. Donald Trump started the
Mike
war
Pence
that
is
rose
paid
gas
by
prices,
Netanyahu,
rose inflation, decreased the worth of the dollar. Donald Trump started the war on behalf of who? Benjamin Netanyahu on February 27th went to Donald Trump and said,
All right, bro.
start this war for me, do regime change. Donald Trump said, yes, sir, yes, king, and did it on February 28th, launching strikes on Iran. It's bullshit. Don't come over here and say Mike Pence was paid by
Mike Pence was
Israel.
paid by Israel,
Donald
bro.
Trump is paid by Israel. Donald Trump is owned by Israel, not Mike Pence. Mike Pence did the right thing
Bro,
on January 6th. That's why people like you threatened to hang him.
Hey, I never threatened to hang anybody, actually.
People
Anyway, and
like you.
Like this guy in your chat just said, you know nothing, bro. Like Loki, Jeremiah, you need to do some research before
Sure,
you come
debate me on
these live
immigration.
streams.
Stop running.
You need to come on. I have 4 minutes, bro.
Yeah, I can cook you in 4 minutes.
All right, bro. Okay.
Well, you
yeah,
said
I
you
mean,
support him.
you've
You
never,
said,
you've never, I
you
just
said you
tried
support his
you.
mass deportation. You support his mass deportation policy because of national security.
Yes.
Because we know who's in here. You can know who's in here by mass amnesty. Mass amnesty. People come forward. The ones who don't, you deport them. Bam. My policy is better because mass amnesty doesn't harm the economy. Mass deportation does. In both scenarios, you get to know who's in here, and in both scenarios, people get deported. Therefore, mine is better. You're cooked.
So let me respond to this absolutely repulsive point that you took from Dean Withers, and I own Dean Withers on this point also. Right. So, mass amnesty. Why should we be privileging people who broke the law coming into the country? Oh, well, Trump's a 34 count felon, bro. I don't care. I don't care. That's irrelevant to the conversation.
No, that's fine.
Bro,
That's fine. No, I wasn't gonna bring up Trump, but go ahead. Is that your rebuttal? What's your rebuttal?
My rebuttal is why should we privilege people who came into the country committing a crime? It's a what's it called?
Not at all. I think we should punish them.
Oh shit! Oh no! You know what? This is the point I ran on Dean. I just remembered this shit. You know what? I will agree with you, bro. Let's run mass amnesty. I agree. Let's run it, bro. But then after we run mass amnesty, bro, everyone who gets mass amnestied gets thrown in prison.
No,
How do you like
I
the
don't
sound of
agree.
that?
So the reason why I disagree is I don't think they should be thrown in prison. I think what they
Oh,
should
then we
do.
disagree.
Hold on. I think you're gonna like this even better because you agree we have
Okay.
to pay. You agree we have to pay with prisons, right? You agree.
Oh yeah,
our,
yeah,
our,
yeah,
our
we gotta
taxation
pay-
funds it, right?
Yeah,
Right. And you don't want people who broke the law to. You don't want money to be given to them. How about they give money to us? How about the
Oh
people?
hell yeah, bro! This sounds great, bro. Where's this going?
Creed, give me a second. How about the people who got mass amnesty and are citizens and have jobs? They pay 7%, a 7% taxation that goes into the federal government, and then for 7 years, right? 7% taxation increase for 7 years.
Making 99% tax.
That would give us billions of dollars into our economy.
Again, they're not serving a punishment. I don't agree.
The
Throw them in
punishment
prison.
is them paying an increase in
Bro,
taxation.
what? What? That's not a punishment, bro. They need jail
They're
time.
losing money. Hold on, they're losing money because they're paying more taxes. They're losing money. Also, jail. We pay for those jails.
Okay, let's.
Why don't you agree with mine? It would revenue billions of dollars. We wouldn't have to pay for them. They would have. They would be paying.
Only way that I would agree with that is if they pay that same exact tax. But you know what we should do? Oh my gosh, no! I'm running for president, bro. You know what we should do? Is something funny?
No, go ahead. What should we do, Creed?
What we should fucking do, bro, is we should put everyone on a reservation. Everyone who's a legal immigrant, put them on a reservation, and then don't give them anything, and then they just live on the reservation, bro. And then actually, I don't agree with that. Honestly, I don't agree with that because then they're taking up land that other U.S. citizens could have. So never mind. I don't agree with that. Or, bro, we could just send them to if the moon is inhabitable, send them to the moon. And I'm not even trolling. It'll sound like it, but I'm not.
Creed.
What's
Enough
up?
of the troll. You can agree that
I'm
my
dead ass
perspective.
not.
You can agree that my perspective on taxation would revenue billions of dollars, right? It would benefit
I
our
agree that
economy.
it probably could, yeah.
It's better than any other perspective that you've heard, I'm sure.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, bro. That is actually a good perspective. Like, honestly, I can, if you made that up yourself, dude, that's actually pretty good. But
And we deport the people who don't come forward because they're most likely going to be violent criminals. We deport them. Bam. The people who don't come forward, the people who aren't paying that taxation for those 7 years.
But I'm still not
we
agreeing
deport
with you, bro, because they again committed a crime and they didn't have to pay for it. So
them. Do you know that crossing the border illegally, you just be fined. You don't have to be deported. It could be a $50 to $500 fine maximum, the $50 minimum, right? That's a thing. That's according to U.S. immigration law. You can just be fined. How about we just say these people who got mass but according to law, you can get fined. So how about the fine is them just being taxed more for 7 years?
No, because then they still get to live their lives, leeching off of things, bro. No,
they would be paying into the taxation system, buddy. I just told you.
No, bro, because okay, then why don't we do that with all violent criminals then? Maybe not that's the wrong wording. Why every criminal who's in jail right now for a non-violent crime, why don't we let them free and then give them that same exact tax 7%, whatever you're saying, bro? Why don't we just do that with every non-violent criminal that's in prison? Oh, why don't we do that? Is because they broke the law. No, because they broke the law and they're in prison.
Hold on. If they violated a law and a punishment is either jail time or a fine, right? Like if it's jail time or a fine, sure. Let's do that.
No, bro. Okay,
Genuinely.
wait, you agree? So all criminals that are in prison right now for a
Non-violent or
non-violent
non-bad
crime.
crimes such as fraud or theft.
Okay,
Those are not, like theft doesn't have
Okay.
to be violent. Fraud doesn't have to be violent. But if they committed any bad or violent crimes, no, this wouldn't apply to them. I'm talking about someone who's like in prison for like a non-violent or a non-bad crime. I think sure, why not? That would revenue billions of dollars.
No,
Sure,
bro.
absolutely.
No, bro.
It would.
Because everybody has.
I think we need to reform prison. Absolutely, we need to reform the prison system. 100%. You absolutely. There is no contradiction within my own argument. So now you agree, right? And I cooked you in absolutely 4 minutes.
Actually, you never even cooked me because once again, I never even agreed that we should do that. And it's honestly,
my position is the best position you've heard.
It is, but it's still debunkable. Honestly, and where
How is
did
it
you get that-
debunkable? Debunk it. You said it's
Okay,
debunkable.
let me debunk it. So, like I said, okay, so you think that we should only deport the ones who don't come forward with mass amnesty?
Because they're most likely going to be violent criminals, yeah.
But why exactly are we benefiting? Like, why are we giving them stuff for? Like, why are we letting them be in the country and giving them amnesty whenever they committed a crime to come into the country?
Yeah, because I think that mass deportation overall harms the average American,
No, it
while
don't.
mass amnesty, without the taxation system that I provided, typically benefits the average American. But with the taxation system that I provided, 100%, 1,000% benefits the average American. So mass deportation is harmful. Mass amnesty is positive with the taxation system that I provided.
It's really not.
According to American Immigration Council, for every 500,000 immigrants removed, 44,000 U.S. born workers.
You know,
would lose
mass
their
amnesty
jobs.
would never work.
Why?
Why do you think it's never happened in how many ever years?
Because both Democrats and Republicans ping pong this issue, saying we're going to solve the immigration issue, right? Donald Trump ran on it. He's doing nothing on it. Biden ran on it. They tried to do something on it, but they couldn't. Obama did something for it, right? But it's still an issue. I think it's
Because it just doesn't work.
Because the people we vote in don't actually try. That's why.
Oh, so you think the people that we vote in just don't actually try?
Yeah, they're moderate. Yes, they're moderate. Republicans are
that just sounds like you're coping, bro.
Hold on. You can agree that Democrats who run for the 2028 are going to campaign on immigration, right?
Well, Trump will have them all deported by then. So.
But they're going to campaign on immigration. So hypothetically, he doesn't have them all deported. If a moderate Democrat wins, nothing will get done. Absolutely nothing for immigration will get done. If we don't have majority, nothing will get done. Right? It's the truth. Right? People have been Republicans and Democrats have been ping-ponging the issue of immigration and healthcare. Nothing's been done. The ACA was a good start.
Who do you want to run in 2028 then?
It's too far. I'd prefer someone like Ro Khanna as president or AOC as president, and then the other one as VP.
Wait, AOC?
Yeah.
AOC.
AOC does support defensive aid to Israel, though, so I don't know if I like that. But she is a democratic socialist, and Ro Khanna is a progressive. So Ro Khanna and AOC. Or like James Tallarico. I'm sure you know who James Tallarico is.
I know who everybody is, bro. Do you think like I just am not aware of these people, bro?
Who's Representative Abraham?
Representative Abraham? I'm not your Google, so I don't answer your questions. Just because you don't know him, I'm not going to answer them for you.
He's my representative, buddy. Of course I know who he is.
Yeah, I'm not your Google, bro.
Who's Katie Hobbs?
To be honest, I've never even heard of that person in my life.
So you don't know who elected officials are, at least not everyone. Katie Hobbs is my governor. Thank you. Anyways, Creed, I appreciate you for coming up here. Absolutely cooked you on the.
Bro, it's fine, bro. It's fine. I owned you.
I thought you had to go, Creed.
Well, I do, but I just got the Lakers game on in the background.
You want to debate on you support abortions or you don't support abortions, right?
Yeah, I don't support them actually.
I said typically I don't debate abortions. So let's take it a different perspective. This last one thing. How about you support progressive?
So,
you can agree.
Hold on, one second. Wait, so I'm 2-0 right now. I beat you in the first debate. Dog.
Type of 1 in the chat if Creed won.
The second one,
in the chat if I won.
and then the second one,
Creed, hold on.
No,
Chat.
your fans are biased.
Chat.
Bro.
Type of what? Hold on. I don't know the chat. I see. They're Looksmax. I mean, I know Looksmax. He's a Republican. He's gonna spam one. Looksmax is a chud. Looksmax is an absolute chud. Okay. But see, my chat is not biased. I don't know any of these people or the Republicans. Creed, you can't claim that they're biased. Anyways, that backfired on me. Anyways, let me ask you a question. You can agree that the majority of the reasons for abortions is going to be financial reasons, right?
Wait, repeat that.
The majority of reasons for abortions is going to be financial reasons, right?
The majority of the reason. What are you talking about?
Most abortions are because of financial insecurities, right?
Oh, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's whatever.
that's what's typically accepted, right? So let's say financial insecurities are the main reasons for abortions, and you want to decrease abortions. Let's say even so do I. Let's implement progressive policy, social safety nets to help these new moms so that they're able to go through with the pregnancy and survive and not just be the bare minimum. Therefore, you'll see a reduction in abortions. Why do you disagree with that, Phil? I mean, fuck.
No, no,
I saw
no,
the chat.
no,
I
no,
saw the
no.
chat. My
No,
brain,
bro,
my
no,
brain
no,
saw the
no,
chat.
No.
I'm sorry. Respond though, Creed. Respond. I'm so sorry.
All right, bro. You said why? Okay, well, the reason is because, well, honestly, I don't know the statistics on that being the reasoning in the first place, but even if that was, I don't think that we should do that just for the fact either way it's wrong no matter what. Obviously, I have exceptions, but either way it's wrong.
No, but you
Why
would
are
see
they
a
wanting
decrease.
this
Hold on.
the stat where majority are for that reason?
Yeah, give me one
I mean,
second,
and even if it
I'm
is
not
like
your Google. I'm not your Google, Creed. I'm not your Google. Quite frankly.
It's fine, bro. You don't gotta be, bro.
I got you, bro. Anything else you want to talk about while I search this up real quick? Any other
Lakers
points?
are winning in 7, so.
Do you support Mason Hollow?
Mason
Whatever that is.
Hollow.
You don't know. Good. I just want to see if
I'm
you're a
not
bad
your
person.
Google, bro. Not your Google, bro.
I want to see if you're a bad. Let's see. Gut Matcher Institute. It's my source.
Not a creditable source, bro.
Why?
Okay, and on that source, what is the number?
What is the number? Yeah, I got you.
Of percentage, yeah.
Give me a second. I got you. So I'm looking for the number in specific. Roe v. Wade. Accept.
All right, bro.
41%.
If that's 41% of the reason for abortions, buddy, there would not be that much of a major decrease. If that
41% decrease.
It would not
and then
be
you
a.
have-
It would be like half of that, so it would be a 21% decrease. Because not just because of that one thing, it would not be a complete and utter overhaul of a. Like, not every single person.
And you also
stop.
have different
I would say
percentages.
half.
You also have different percentages of like Medicaid coverage and then private insurance. They give a lot of different. I'd suggest you look into that. They do go to that. But Creed, listen, man, we debated. I cooked you. I'm gonna move on to the next.
I've fried you. By the way.
You.
So we finally moved from California to Arizona, and it was the best decision we ever made, except for one thing. And I'll get to that part in a second because it almost ruined everything.
Yeah.
But let me back up. We left Los Angeles in late August, and the change was immediate. We had a 2-bedroom apartment in Silver Lake costing $3,800 a month. Now we've got a bigger place, an actual house in Phoenix for a fraction of that.
Right.
Groceries are cheaper and gas is sort of cheaper. I can park in my own driveway instead of circling the block for 45 minutes and landing 6 blocks away. Anyways, my wife, she lands a job offer here in Phoenix, right? And the salary stretches in ways Los Angeles never allowed. And the kids have never been happier.
Yeah.
Our neighbors literally brought us food the first week. Back in Silver Lake, we lived next to the same people for 4 years, and I couldn't tell you their names.
Wow.
Everyone said we'd regret leaving California, but honestly, we've never been happier.
Right.
But there was one thing that's a little strange to me. Our car insurance in California was $312 a month for 2 cars. And for some reason, I figured when we moved, it would fall like everything else did.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So I called to update our address to our new place off Camelback Road. And they're like, okay, everything's updated. Your new rate is $389 a month. I said, wait, what? She said $389 a month. I said, I'm paying $312 right now in Los Angeles.
It went up?
Yes, it went up, dude. She said, yes, sir. Arizona has different rate structures, and the Phoenix area is considered high risk.
Mm-hmm.
I literally moved from Los Angeles. How is this more expensive than Los Angeles?
Mm-hmm.
She said something about uninsured motorist rates and accident statistics. And I stopped listening. Hung up and told my wife. She said, that can't be right. So I spent the next week calling around, got quotes from 4 different companies, $340, $375, $410. Every single one was higher than California. And one of them said something that stuck with me. He goes, Arizona car insurance really surprises people. They move here thinking it'll be cheap. And I'm listening to this in total disbelief. Like, what? I was livid. We'd spent everything on the move. An extra $77 a month just for insurance felt like a slap. 3 weeks later, I'm at a park near our place, loading up the truck after picking up some shelving. Guy parked next to me sees my California plates. He asked if I just moved here. And he says, let me guess,
I don't think you know what American value